So essentially what we're doing is taking a bunch of messy, unstructured data coming in all kinds of file formats. We're extracting it, we're categorizing it, and we're putting it into this beautiful spreadsheet, fully organized for expense tracking. I have a friend who's a real estate developer. He takes houses that are worth $500,000 and turns them into houses that are worth $1 million. Sometimes this means demolishing the entire house and starting over. Sometimes it means gutting it and using the skeleton to build something much bigger and nicer. Projects like these require a massive amount of raw material. Think $100,000 lumber orders, $20,000 tile orders, and he's got multiple projects running at the same time. You get the idea. Keeping track of all these expenses for tax purposes and reporting and calculating margins is an existential nightmare. He receives receipts and invoices in almost every file format imaginable, often by email or sometimes in other ways. He spends 5 to 10 hours of his week, every single week, reading through this information and inputting it manually into a spreadsheet. He hates this process. So we built him an expense management system that does all of this automatically. And today I'm going to show you how to build it. Hi, my name's Josh. I run an AI systems agency called AI West, where we help founders, solopreneurs, and other folks automate their go-to-market and internal operations so that they can scale lean without adding extra overhead. If you're interested in building a system like the one in this video or something else, feel free to book a free call using the link below. So again, this system requires zero action on his part. Every day, it pulls all of the expenses from a folder, extracts the information, and inputs them into a spreadsheet for his review. Once a week, he spends maybe a few minutes every single day making sure we got everything and making sure that it was inputted into the spreadsheet correctly. So where did we start? I have to confess this project was vastly more complicated than I expected because I wasn't as familiar with the nightmare that is unstructured data. Luckily for us, artificial intelligence has made things possible that were not possible just a year ago. So let's go through this workflow node by node. First, we have our schedule trigger that runs this particular workflow every day at midnight. From there, we're pulling all the emails containing expenses for this project from an Outlook folder. Once that's done, we want to loop over each email one by one and gauge what type of file it contains. If it contains attachments, it goes one direction. If it doesn't contain attachments, it goes the other way. Every email goes through both of these paths. If the extracted HTML contains an image file, the image goes into OpenAI's image analyzer. The main body of the receipt gets cleaned as well, and both outputs are merged into my receipt categorizer running on GPT-5. The output of the AI model is cleaned, and if for any reason it's empty, meaning AI couldn't make heads or tails out of the data, it will get skipped. If the AI is able to extract meaningful data, it will get appended into our spreadsheet and the expenses will be moved to a different Outlook folder. I added a wait node at the end because the Google Sheets API gets overwhelmed very quickly. Now let's look at path 2, which was a much bigger headache. We added a set node to establish the message ID because when emails contain multiple attachments, which is very common, it's hard to keep track of which email they're tied to. From there, we extract all the attachments, clean up the output with code, and send them to a subflow. The attachment subflow starts with a switch node that routes the attachment based on file type. As you can see, my friend is receiving attachments in almost every file type imaginable. We use the native N8N extractors to download and extract data from the different file types. Even with all this routing, there wasn't a 100% success rate for extraction, as sometimes even file types are mislabeled. The extracted content goes into a similar categorization node running on GPT-5. As you can see, the agent has detailed instructions on how to properly categorize expenses, including the category codes specific to this industry. The output is cleaned, we filter out empty outputs, and the successful extractions are appended to the sheet. Flipping back to the primary workflow, after all attachments have been successfully analyzed from a given email, the email will be moved from the source folder. So that's really it. We have workflows just like this one running for each of his individual projects, which results in 5 to 10 hours back in his week every single week. So automations like this really get to the power of custom systems because my friend told me there really isn't a solution for this today. There are solutions for huge enterprises and construction companies that do hundreds of millions in projects every year, but ultimately something like that is going to be cost prohibitive. So having something that is affordable and seamless and easy to use is extremely useful. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, please do like and subscribe. It really helps boost the channel and get it in front of more folks who might find this information valuable. Send me a message if you want to chat more about this, but for now, I will see you next time.